So I think that even with the kill reward, it's like if you're a specialist with the weapon, then sure, it can be used the same way as the 5.7 can be.
Yeah, I feel like you're more likely to get 2 kills with a CZ than you are with a Mag 7 in situations like that. And that's what I meant to say. So that was a complete mess of a question, really. CZ might be good in a drop zone on a round like this as well. We've seen it from other teams, but not from SK. They're going to be confident playing outside the drop. And they are a hard team to question when it comes to strategy, at least at the moment. Surreal having a look towards the B platform area, which taco is quite confident to hold down for the time being. Complexity with a slow round for 2/3 of the players. The bomb towards A for the time being. Passive positions being held, but again, they don't have the range advantage. Complexity.
And they don't have any nades left. I mean, they have one flash, and they do have drop control, as Def gets the kill on FNX, but still the USPs have the range advantage, and you need the nades to get close range with the Glocks, pretty much.
It's almost like a gun round, but with pistols from Complexity. The way they've started this one off. Def going to get taken up. Ape coming in for the save. Oh, the knife coming out from Fallen. Mad cheeky. Fair will save his bacon. If it is bacon, maybe it's beef. Uber, last man standing, going to get finished off as well. And Complexity didn't manage to get much done in that pistol round.
This is why you can never fall asleep against a team like SK. They get the kill, this kill from Death, and you can see the instant reaction from SK. Fallen and Fur coming towards the B bomb site to regain control of the drop zone, while Complexity was still gathering forces for that B hit. So that's a great example for all the guys out there. When you are a man down, you basically need to try and make something happen.
That's a good start for Mr. Android X.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. taco will slow down any gathering of T players, or at least try to. They could use that smoke to their advantage if they had a flash, but they don't. So they will be forced to be patient. Peek coming in. But Def will get taken away by Fur. So what's the plan, Complexity? You've got these deagles. You haven't gone for a full force buy. Most of you have around $1,000 in them. Oh! Another one. Bites the dust. You know, when I was at the first major, I had a sign in paper that said, another one bites the D-dust. Which I held behind Scoots and Thorin. Yes, I am that guy. Right then, Complexity, the gauntlet run is here. The UMP is clearing things out for the time being. taco buying time for his team to come in. I haven't seen the bomb just yet, though. So Fallen is still over towards A. They would have seen it now, and the rotation's coming in. 3 players surviving for SK in this round.
I mean, I think this is the best that Complexity can get out of the round like this. They didn't want to force buy. They didn't have the bomb planted either, so that basically means double eco. So they buy a couple of pistols to basically try and do economic damage. Yeah, sure, you can get lucky and even get the bomb down in some scenarios, but I think this is more realistic. If they can repeat that in this round, it would be the best. I mean, they can get out of a bad situation pretty much. But you can see how Fallen knows that, and he is only playing with a P250. They also have 2 UMPs, so SK knows this is going to be another eco round for Complexity. They've not wasted too much money, or spent rather.
Ooh, I'm surprised that Molotov wasn't fatal. Def with a spot of parkour. SK biding their time. I prefer to throw my smokes off the wooden panel. cold Zero, this is not the time to press Q, my friend. This is not the time to press Q. You have many people coming your way. 2 kills for him. He may drop a UMP, but they won't be too worried about that. taco with the M4 should be good to do lots of damage here. The Molotov will isolate the players from each other. FNX doesn't see the player by the stairs, but he has such advantages, it doesn't matter too much. Def, last man standing. Last man to get picked off. No bomb plant for Complexity in any of these 3 rounds. Finally, they will be on the buy. AWP coming out onto Surreal. The UK guys always mentioned how he was a good AWPer, but he was, back in the days, I think, when it was Whitmer on the team, he was like 3rd, maybe even 4th choice AWPer. Now it seems he is finally the primary. Fallen on the big green gun as well. 2 players over towards long, Fallen and Fur, the ever dynamic duo. Providing a good support structure for Fallen when required. This position from Fallen is pretty strong. It avoids most of the flashbangs bounced off the wall over top of the arch, but while Iba's being picked off, Complexity are using this to move quickly towards A. Not going to be slowed down by an disadvantageous pick. Surreal with a lovely angle there, avoids the flashbang. 4 versus 4. Fallen holding the angle. That will allow his team to rotate. He can slowly advance towards A. Oh, the timing looks away just at the wrong time. And Def makes his way to the APC to get the pick onto FNX. Ape gets taken down in the meantime. coL, will he be forced through? He's going to hold his ground. Only good for the 1 kill though, 2 versus 2. Surreal still looking for more CTs. Fallen spotted, Fallen taken down. You have to wonder if Surreal should have been on the yacht for complexity earlier, but perhaps I'm biased. taco, 1 versus 2. Can he get the superior angle? Yes, he can, straight in the face. Android is heavily tagged. Can't afford to pull out the utility he's carrying. Needs to keep his gun out. That is a headshot and a half on taco. Complexity get an early round on the board.
6 shots from Android in the end, but yeah, you can see how a pretty straightforward round from Complexity, going mid and then just straight to A. I'm a bit surprised it did get caught out by Fur at the beginning of the round, because that's the most common setup SK goes for after they win pistol, and you can just smoke him off pretty much and, you know, not get caught off guard. But yeah, he goes for that cheeky peek after the flash, gets punished for it, and that gives control because of the setup from SK. Fallen is at A long, and that gives control of the site pretty much to Complexity after they get rid of coL on the balcony, which is relatively easy to do. You can just maul him off. He has to fall back or push through it, as you see, but then he can easily get traded. So this is a good chance for Complexity. Like this round, they have to win this round, because this is, you can see the buy from SK. It's pretty weak with a Deagle, UMPs, no op on Fallen.
Oh, that grenade is meatier than a Reuben sandwich. But can he follow up on a second play? Going for the pre-fire, Ape heavily tagged, and he will be fragged indeed. So, man advantage goes the way of the CTs. Not for long though. Def with the UMP taking down coL. Uber following the sound cues, looking to find Fur. Def with an almost fatal duel for both players. They'll both remain alive. Player spotted around a drop. Doesn't give too much information toward SK. Could still be A or B. And again, Uber's put himself in a really strong position because he's just been following the sound cues, but he starts shooting before he aims at the player. But he manages to finish him off. FNX and taco remain. FNX on the high ground, forced away though by the Molotov. Def should have a good angle, but he doesn't have the HP. Shot straight in the face, done good damage though. 5 HP for FNX. Could this be the save for SK? Will they take a gamble? taco will start the lead. Fur may back off a little bit. Maybe if taco can find himself a headshot, then Fur will continue to push with him. Uber around the APC. Not sure if he's making the sound cues right yet, but he's been spotted. There goes his face. Surreal has to deliver here.
No kit.
That clock continues to tick. Oh, 2 at the same time. Double peek coming in. Can't hit either one. SK will desperately save this round.
Yeah, as I said, like, Complexity can't really afford to. They even had the advantage in this round, because SK is really dangerous when they have, you know, when they get the economy going, when they get momentum as well. It's really hard to play against them. But yeah, this is maybe Def could have played more towards the right, because then it would have been easier for his teammates to set up a crossfire, or he could have crouched and fell back. You don't want, when you have a numbers advantage, you never want to give your opponents a 1v1 fight, right? You always want to use your numbers advantage to set up crossfires.
Ape running into bullets.
You could also see while they were taking control of A halls, it's not the optimal way to do it, as FNX somehow is not spotted in drop zone.
Fourth buy from Complexity. Adversity early. Just the 1 round on the board for them, the first buy round. But indeed, that reset did come in. Doing the best they can of what they have. But doesn't bode well for them at the moment. Def in the drop zone once again. FNX playing below the window. We've seen some nice pop flashes from NRG in this position. Def would need a teammate from the high ground, although he's just going for some raw peaks over there. That's not going to work out well for him. Still needs to go in big for his team, but he'll go down. Stereo frags for the SK side. Ape dropping at the same time. 5 versus 2. Complexity have done nothing in this round so far. There goes Android X as well, leaving Def alone in the drop zone. And I feel like for T sides who are going for force buys, I mean, look, FNX is still below this window. And again, just look at the pop flash execute that NRG have. They have somebody above the drop zone ledge, and they bounce a pop flash for that exact position. I made a video about it on my channel. It's out there, and people should learn it. It's not self-promo.
No. It's not just that. It's even like grouping up and having a plan. We see a lot of teams nowadays just go 5 people rush mid all the way towards A because the speed catches a lot of the CTs off guard, and a lot of them play like Fur and Fallen do. They're far up. Fallen is far up towards the A hole. So if you just rush mid, even if the player from mid falls back, he still gets overwhelmed at some point or has to give control, give ground to the T. So that's something that obviously will benefit you more than just standing around randomly and doing nothing.
Yeah, especially if you go for a force buy. I feel like, I mean, what do you think about this? For me, I feel like if you don't have a plan, why are you force buying?
It's true. Some teams do it because they just, you know, see other teams do it and people are winning rounds based off of some good headshots and maybe the CT is making mistakes. But yeah, I want to go back to that round number 5. I think that was the most crucial round for Complexity so far. And you could see that when they were going for initial A-holes control, they didn't use all of their utility and they didn't do it properly because Uber, when he was pushing towards the side, he still had a Molotov and he could have used that Molotov to flush the position on the right, on like the small haystack. That way they just walked into a stack, I mean a setup from SK, they ate an aid as well. So they could have gotten, in my opinion, a much more favorable trade if they went for that A-holes control, you know, properly, using like good flashes, maybe even a smoke for if a player was further away in A-holes, using the Molotovs, most importantly, to flush players out, and really, you know, be detailed about it, because that's the way you can pretty much negate the effect of that 2-player setup.
6-1 for SK. The money in the bank is $4,000 to $6,000 per person on the CT side.
This is very cool. This is SK throwing deep Molotovs, although one didn't pop properly, to flush out players deep on B platform. And you can see now taco is pushing forward, and that gives them a lot of information, because as we talk about it all the time, it's really hard to have control of drop for an extended period of time. As we can see, FNX dying exactly in that area, which I don't know why he's still in drop if they have control of B platform. He can play more passively for info.
Fur is almost unstoppable in this position. You saw it last round with the M4 and the Deagle, and he continues now. He's got his team information. He killed 2 players, slowing the bomb down, slowing the team down. coL cleaning up as well from the high ground. What do you do now as Complexity? It's 2 versus 3. It's still viable. Uber is a key man here. If they don't realize that he's made his way into this position, well, coL is holding the angle, so perhaps they do. coL causing more problems. 2K for him as well. Android has a flank on the way. In fact, there's kind of 2 flanks. I think you might have heard one, not sure. Looking behind him. taco is all the way behind him, and Fallen will just be holding angles. When he tries to cross to that site, he's going to get picked. He is going to get picked. Oh, no, he's missed! 16 seconds. He really needs to find his frag. Fallen wasting as much time as possible, letting taco get into position. Oh, 1 bullet, he's got no bullet, he's got to reload. He has to find his kill. He's got 6 seconds to kill taco. Somehow, everything goes Android's way. Fallen misses the shot. Can't delay in time for taco. 1 bullet, manages to reload. No escape for taco, nowhere to hide. That is unbelievable stuff.
Into the second round, he clutches. He was in that 1v1 that got them the first round of the game as well, but I think that's really cool what we saw from SK, even though they lose the round in the end. Like, they try to get that deep control of platform, and then they rotate 3 players towards A. You know, take a gamble, but still have enough time, because taco is in a forward position to rotate players back in time, hopefully, if it's a B hit. Again, a very important round for Complexity. It's always when you're down like this, you need to win consecutive rounds. You can see their buy, even a UMP, 2 Tech 9s, far from optimal, but they should have a plan for this.
It's nice to see Surreal jumping on the cart to look over the smoke. He knows the CT AWPers, AWPers like Fallen, AWPers like JDM, will be looking over that smoke in the door area. Anyway, we've got a fast movement towards B. Again, it's a situation where taco is just staying alive. He's not standing his ground, not trying to take these engagements. They have massive advantages here, USK. They have the gun advantage, they have the range advantage, and he will use that. His team coming in for the rotation, playing as safe as possible. Really good stuff, and Complexity, that doesn't give him the engagements they want. They're going to fight on SK's terms. So far, so good. taco with 2 kills. FNX goes down. Running out of bullets, running out of time, opportunity. Or cold tagged towards that boulder. And this could fall. This could not go the way of SK after all. The bomb thrown for the plant. Surreal picked off now. It's down to the 2 versus 2. That bomb still needs to get planted. And it's all down to death. SK claw the round back.
See, it's the small things here. Complexity actually gets down the B platform. They even get a player boosted, but they don't have any smokes in the bomb side. They have a molly for chicken coop. They threw one smoke, which I think even missed a little bit. It's toward drop. And that leaves them exposed to too many angles because SK is playing passively. In that situation, you kind of want to try and let Surreal take the first battle because he can hopefully get a pick and then you can swarm with the Tech 9s. The other way around, you don't leave him with much room to make a play for you if you already lose 2 or 3 players.
Right, we've got the fast play. They haven't really had much success against Fur. He forces them to go through the smoke and it is like, I don't even know, lambs to the slaughter. Just a conveyor belt going straight in. Fur will bring the conveyor belt to the lambs, but this time the lambs will win. But only for a brief second. Death is surely going to go down. Indeed he will. Another round on the board for SK. Just 2 from the T side of complexity so far.
It's just how brutal it is when you lose pistol and then you get reset after every gun round you win. Pretty much it goes downhill pretty fast.
2 rounds may not be enough for complexity. They've left money in the bank. Android's brought down to 750. Him aside, they're all on 2.5 to 3k-ish, roughly. Putting the numbers in towards the drop. They're in the drop now, but what can they do with this position? FNX dropping a nice HE, and that's going to do no damage whatsoever, in fact, because it's gone in the most horrible position. That's a bit brazen. Very confident SK side. It's jumping in to an ecoing team with an M4. Giving up a weapon, but they haven't been able to collect it just yet. Ape finally going to make it there, but he's got 7 HP. There are still Molotovs. SK, they just don't fear or respect their opponent. That's the only reason why you would jump into that situation with an M4, because you have no respect for your opponent. There was a Molotov on SK, it's since been deployed. taco's is in a strong position to stop any plant from going down. Surreal, though, has opened things up, but they're going to go back towards the B bomb site. Fallen, creeping through connector. Will there be a plant attempt? They would like another pick. You don't always get what you want. Android going for the plant. Down goes Surreal. Down goes Android, leaving Uber with his M4. And no Kevlar versus 2 players. Oh, taco's made a mistake. And now things get awkward. Fallen may have to pull out the Tech 9 if he can't find the right angle. Behind the boulder, will he pick the right time? Apparently he will. Oh, he had an M4 rather than Yorp. And he will go back and collect his big green gun.
I'm a bit surprised more people don't use the fact which players are alive to, you know, check things. For example, taco is still alive in that 3v2. And you know that taco is the anchor player on B plat. So there, he's most likely, if you got towards the statue and you didn't have any contact with him, that probably means he's hiding in chicken coop at that point. And, you know, I think more teams should expect players to be in certain spots based on the fact where they are most of the time, right?
Yeah, I mean, that seems a straightforward thing to assume. The B player is not dead. He must be on B. 2 ops on the SK side now, looking to pick these players off from even further distance. So far, so good for taco in a common position. No response from complexity. Def creeping around the smoke, but he'll be flushed out. He'll be driven like a game bird and swiftly dispatched of, packed up into plastic and delivered into a supermarket, perhaps somewhere in France. 10 to 2. Complexity.
Yeah, just the small things. You see how taco is turned away from all the flashes, looking into a wall. As soon as it pops, he turns back around and gets 2 kills. Even if the first player is checking his spot, it's questionable whether he, you know, gets the drop on him still.
Ooh, Fallen couldn't get his crosshair in there in time. Fur disposing of weapons. Weapon disposal service, courtesy of Fur. Where do I throw this smoke? Oh, he gets another one. Bringing it all the way back. He could throw it over the balcony, but it seems he may want to pick it up or save it for later on. But now there's going to be an AWP and an M4 to be picked up. FNX's turn to try and B weapon disposal service. So far, so good. 3 more to find. Got a number of bullets. Backing off, he can go for a double pick with his teammate towards the door area. That's taco. Complexity, can they get the bomb down? Everything grinds to a halt. AWP and AK onto both teams. taco coming in for the flank. Grenades being deployed. Complexity may regret the time they are taking. The more you wait, the better positions the CTs will ultimately be in. From the back, taco looking for both kills. Teammate getting tagged. And there is the garden hose, 2-man spray down. The weeds have been eliminated. No more growth for them.
Seems like Complexity has had more success when they were actually going for these fast-paced rounds than when they were waiting around. I mean, I was saying how at times it looks like they're not using the optimal way to get map control, so maybe it makes, you know, a bit more sense for them to just group up and then try to brute force their way in, just use the numbers pretty much.
If there were shots through the smoke, I was wondering if cold0 would get a kill based on traces, but not necessary. Big gap in the smoke. Early advantages, soon disappearing though, with Uber getting a pick onto F and X. But how much has been done from this position once Complexity have taken drop? Ape waiting for more aggression. Oh no, the timing! Some tagging being done. Timing is real in Counter-Strike. In the meantime, Fallen is pushing A long. A flank is coming in. They will not wait for Complexity to play their hand. And Complexity, again, playing the clock, but they have no eyes towards A anymore. They are crab walking towards B. A planning up a smoke for the door. cold0 in position. Down goes Def. Holding an angle towards the drop zone now where Uber is. Killing taco in the meantime. Surreal in the middle of the site getting shot from 2 places. And now it's Ape alone. Crab walk continues. 1 versus 2. He's in a doable situation. I'm not sure if he saw Fur with jumping peak. I think he might have. Shoulder shown and a kill made. Oh, he sees Fallen. But what can he do? 24 seconds left. Fallen pushes his way forward. Ape may not be ready for it. Perhaps he will. 3rd round on the board for Complexity. Can they get the last one of the half? The money is actually quite terrible on the SK side for this round.
Yeah, they've been having some fun in these Antico rounds as well, giving away perhaps a few more kills than it was supposed to. But yeah, they're still pretty comfortable. This is, in the end, a T-sided map, so I think it's nothing to be afraid of.
They're doing all right. 11 rounds of 14. Ooh, Fallen. You are the best of us. So SK don't appear terribly concerned with how things are going at the moment. Complexity on the road to a desperately needed 4th round on their T side, the favoured side on Cobblers. Ooh, the boost is coming in. Seeing a lot of crab walking in this round. With Def's position, the CTs may go past. Oh my god, if he just headshot him, if he realized that there was a collision, Def has no idea. But surely Fur heard the drop, but now Fur will have to drop back. cold0 ready and waiting because of the sound cue. Android under the window in a horrible angle. taco on the flank, as is his teammate Fur, but Fur is quite far away. cold0 forced into the vent, but no one's holding the angle. Crawl space, rather, not really a vent.
taco with the op, this will be interesting. Gets the kill, of course.
Of course. Right then, Ape and Android. Maybe the 4th round is not real after all. taco has a defuse kit. This can be done. cold0, what is that? Makes it look easy. 4K for cold0. taco, is he close enough to defuse the bomb? Oh, no, he's not. No, he's dead. And that's a wrap. Yeah, Complexity. They get the last round of the 1st half. They've got 4 rounds on the board. They have a chance.
Yeah. Why I say this is because even taco's op is called Drop for Fallen. That's the name tag on the op. So that's hilarious.
Respect. Respect. 7-round deficit for the North American side versus the South American side.
They're in desperate need of the pistol here, James. Without the pistol, it's good night.
So that pistol may be in desperate need of a forfeit. 2 flashes and a smoke onto Fallen. The bomb has been spotted, making its way towards A. There isn't a full rotation though, just 2 players for the CT side there. Dev, I like the crouch around the corner, but taco with a grimy headshot there, grimy. Uber's around the chicken coop. SK rotating the bomb, perhaps based on that pick. Ooh. Opportunity knocks on Taco's face with a chunk of steel. 4 Ts moving towards B, and the rotation's coming in from Complexity. Another slow-ish pistol round, speeding up quickly though. 2 kills coming in for SK. Uber, how much can you deliver? No pun intended. Honestly, no pun intended. 12-4, the pistol has been lost.
It's an interesting approach from SK. They have the brunt of the team, 3 players getting A holes controlled while 2 players are just waiting for a push, and that's the thing. Similar to what we saw from Fnatic Dignitas on Dust 2, you want to bait a reaction from your opponents. Once they see or hear people on long A, you're waiting for that type of a push, and after Taco gets the kill, they can still go A or B, they don't care.
Rush B, no stop, max. Oh my god. Including the team kill, of course. 2 versus 4. Not what you see every day. Maybe there's still a chance for Complexity, and now they are at the range advantage, you might say, with these pistols and a numbers game. This is awkward. coL has to go nuclear first, got all of 2 HP in this situation. And again, the range is going to be a problem, because they're exposed to so many places. He's got to... Oh no, the reload, he can't get... Oh, the hay bale, All right, it's 2 versus 2. Fur does not dare try to plant the bomb in this situation. They have a minute on the clock. There's no pressure to plant, but he's going to maybe try and bait the CTs out, actually. That could work. This is so awkward for both sides now. Android's heavily tagged, and Cyril has no Kevlar. Oh my god! He got sent diving backwards. We'll get 1.0 out of 10 for that one, and Fur will pull out the last kill with 2 HP. The scare is over.
I'm actually a proponent of rushing a site in the second round after you win pistol, but this is like the biggest counter you can have to that. A nade and a CZ close, yeah, a CZ close range. That's the bane of your existence right there. But then Complexity 4v2 have the numbers advantage, and they still give away duels to the players from SK, as we said it numerous times on the desk here as well. That's not something you want to do. It's actually the opposite of what you want to do. Especially on the CT side, they still have to plant the bomb.
The B-bomb site has been taken by Brazilians. North Americans will try to claim it back, but they may not be afforded the opportunity. FNX was the 180 there. A formality of a round, more or less, for Complexity. Mac 10 is just making bank, making cash, money, the moolah. Building notes to fire from the money gun, wherever they may please. 14-4, Complexity 10 rounds behind as they come in for the buy. Surreal, AWP, no armor. No warp on the T side just yet. Could afford one if they wanted one, but they'll be fine with the UMP and the 4 AKs for the time being. Ooh, SK, are they going to go for a B rush? Counter flashes may stop whatever they had planned, but that will allow them to avoid all these grenades from the CT side. And indeed, it seems they will be executing into B. Def, how many can you get? You may need a lot, sir. Uber with an alternative angle, and they are lining up like taxis. 2 down for him. Honestly, I'm not trying to do these puns on purpose. I don't know how I'm managing to do this. Fallen and Taco remain... in the face, son. Taco now. I mean, damage would be good, but they won't kill a single player. Perhaps it's time for the AWP Fallen.
Pretty cool setup from Complexity for that particular round. It's hard to molly off the player. That's basically impossible. That's looking over the box. And Uber is covering his back pretty much from that position. So kind of hard to flash them as well, perhaps, depending on the timing. But yeah, they completely shut down SK's B execute in that round.
coL has frozen, so this game, the round, is not live. He is looking to the skies. He's made a kaleidoscope. Colorful inside and out. So we might have a slight pause here. There he goes. Goodbye to cold Zera. So 14-5, not much that Complexity are offering at the moment. A long way back for this North American side. Do you see it happening, Yanko?
No.
Well then, there's not much for us to talk about in a situation. I mean, obviously, SK have a massive lead at the moment. They're 2 rounds away from victory, and victory, unless something... I mean, there's nothing... We haven't seen anything from Complexity in this match so far that might tell us that there's some wonderful comeback on the way. And again, last season, SK won. They lost only the one map in the... it was one map, not even match. I don't think they lost a single match because it was best of 3 last season. But it was just the one map that they lost to TSM, and that was Cobblestone. But there's no indication that's going to be the case for this particular map.
But as we discovered at the finals, that's actually TSM's best map.
It may well just be. It may well just be. They do have some stuff to show on Cache A as well, but that's only one part of the map, so maybe not enough to make it their best map.
Well, I mean, if you go on that part every round, you don't need the other one.
That is very true. Yeah. So we're back into the game. And Fallen is on the AWP. Indeed, it has been brought up. Break glass for emergency, and indeed he has done so. Surreal heading to the underpass area with his AWP. It's going to miss Fallen, making his way towards the long area. FNX on a low ground. Oh, he's going to snap his chest. That is a very nice and crucial kill for the Complexity side. I would like to see some more of Surreal AWPing as Complexity go forward. One of the rare teams to successfully get 0-1 visas for international players.
Proper athletes, James.
Yeah.
They're real athletes.
Oh, wait, is that 0-1 then, or is it something else?
J1, P1, something like that.
I have an 0-1.
I think it's a P1.
But I'm not an athlete.
P1.
Maybe it's a P1. Def has been sent to parts unknown. The pop flash off the wall will blind the other player there. Android tries to hide behind a piece of wood, but that piece of wood is very small in comparison to his avatar.
Not really sure why they're so aggressive in drop when they have Uber on B plat. They could just play passive drop and then focus on platform, which is much easier for the CT. I mean, much easier. Easier to hold and drop, that's for sure.
SK moving perhaps towards the A site. 34 seconds left. They didn't really have any map control, any eyes in that direction. So it might be a bit of a gauntlet run. Oh, the timing! That timing is just tragic. That is Romeo and Juliet. Or something. It's so tragic. Surreal goes for the snap, unable to do it, and now the bomb site is in the hands of SK. The boost coming in as well. Does 8 hear it? He's going to get a kill regardless. That bomb still going down. There is a flank coming in from Uber. Fallen is in a position to pick any players crossing towards the site. That will be a very awkward angle for Uber to check, and surely someone is going to be covering for Fallen as well. coL looks away just at the wrong time, doesn't see him, but the stereo frags come in, and that's match point SK.
And yet again, Complexity's economy gets broken after they win a round. They immediately lose the following one. And yeah, that particular round, when you go towards the later part of it, when Surreal is alone on the bomb site, a bit unlucky for him, but I think he should have tried and stayed a bit more stationary in that round until he got contact, because by the time he's all the way back into the side, he's exposed to too many angles, since he has no support, basically, from his teammates. They're all on the B bomb side.
Complexity, what kind of defense? What kind of defense can you offer?
A flimsy one, James. A
Perhaps.
flimsy one.
The Mag 7 is out. Zeus would be proud.
Too soon.
Ape looking for the most awkward angle possible, but will it be enough? Will it be enough? 10 rounds behind their opponent. Oh, spot something. It will be, at least for these few seconds, but is it enough to win the round? Uber. Oh, Surreal has just been picked like an apple from a tree. There goes Ape as well. Fallen is going into Hulk mode. Android, Uber the last two on separate sites. What can Android do in the situation? Trying to bait coL to come close, but coL is just going to take his eye out. Leaving Uber alone with the CZ in a 1 versus 4 situation, not on the A bomb site while the bomb gets planted on A. Don't know how this could be worse for him.
Can't shoulder pick cold, can you?
Can't do much against coL.
Doesn't hurt.
And there it is, 16-5. A dominating scoreline for SK on Cobblestone. Anything in review, Mr. Paunovic?
The worst thing is they didn't make, I mean, huge mistakes in the first half. It's just that the small things, right? Against a team like SK, even if you make the smallest of mistakes, they are probably going to find a way to capitalize on it, to exploit it. So that combined with the nightmare economy scenario, win a round and lose the next one, losing both pistols as well. That's what you get, James.
Dust
Get
2
wrecked.
coming up after the break.